What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at We Happy Few on the Potato Masher. In case you don't know what the Potato Masher is, it's a $375 PC built in 2014 and designed to compete against the PS4 for the rest of its life cycle to show that PCs can be a frugal alternative to consoles and you don't need to spend $1,000 to have a great PC gaming experience. Now, today we're just looking at the early access PC build of We Happy Few, and this was a review code provided to me by the developers, and the only stipulation was that I put a link to the Steam store in the description of this video. There were no stipulations about what type of coverage I had to give it or anything else I had to say or do, so go check it out if you want to. But this is a game I was kind of excited to see ever since I saw the trailer at E3. It wasn't really on my radar until then, but I really like the Bioshock-esque art style and seemingly dark tinge to the story. Obviously we don't know that much about the story yet, but it's an Unreal Engine game. It looks very pretty at certain settings, and I was curious to see how it would run on the Potato Masher. So this is alpha, this is early access, so you can't take it too seriously if there's small issues, like there's a little bit of shadow pop in, there's a glitch every once in a while. That's to be expected, that's normal, that's not a big deal. It's a big deal if it carries on to the final release, but we're a ways out from the final release. So for now, take a look at the overall graphics quality. Now here I'm running it on high settings at 30 FPS locked. I do think 60 FPS will be possible at medium or low settings or some blend of the two, but for now, since it's a little bit of a slower story-based game, I thought 30 FPS would be perfectly fine, and I did want to crank the graphics up a little bit. Because of the slightly cartoonish art style, things like textures can be turned all the way up without any real negative effects. I'm not maxing out the 2 GB of VRAM on the GTX 760 in the Masher at all. It's running perfectly fine. Shadow resolution appears to be a little bit low. There's a little bit of flickering on that, and there's a bit of object pop in, especially at distance. It's not that noticeable on the interiors, but it's a bit noticeable when you get outside. But that's also pretty normal for an early access game, so again, I'm not too worried about it unless it carries over into the final game. The art style definitely has that Bioshock Infinite, slightly painterly feel to it, where you're wandering around outside. Things are a little bit soft in my opinion, but that is somewhat intentional because of the very cartoonish characters and the painterly look to the graphics, like I said. But I did turn everything up to 1440p and then drop the settings down to medium, and it actually made it quite a bit sharper. So the settings are noticeably lower, but it still looks pretty good and runs well, and while it's pretty close to maxing the GPU out, there weren't really any stability issues. Actually, for an early access game, the stability was pretty good. I did have one crash to desktop, but that's it in about an hour of playing around, and for early access, that's better than a lot of them. I have seen some streams and videos from other YouTubers showing that they had slightly more problems, so it is very possible that I've just gotten a little bit lucky and haven't run into any large game-breaking bugs so far. So definitely check out other people running this if you're concerned about stability, because one person's experience may not be consistent with everyone else's, especially for an early access game. So don't just look at this video and think, oh, the game runs great, I should definitely get it. Please check some other people out, because you never know how it might run on your particular combination of hardware this far away from release. But for me, it ran pretty well. I think it'll probably run a bit better on release, or once I fiddle with the settings a little bit more, and as the game gets future releases, goes from alpha into beta, beta into final release, etc. I'm sure I'll be making more videos showing how it improves as it goes along, but for now, I think it's a pretty good running game. I'm excited to bring you guys some previews of more games. I've gotten a few codes recently, so I'll be able to make a few more videos of some early access stuff, and I'm pretty excited about that. And of course, there are regular game reviews coming. I was a little bit delayed. There were a few games I had issues with waiting for the PS4 version to arrive or saving up money to get the PC version, a few little things like that. So I'm a little bit behind on those, but I've got a bunch in the pipeline and I'm pretty excited to work on them. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like button below. And if you like my channel and you don't want to donate to the Patreon, that's okay, I understand. But if you would consider going into your ad block settings and whitelisting my channel, that does actually help me out, which of course, if you're watching any YouTube videos, you're probably tired of people saying stuff helps them out, but that actually does help me out and I do appreciate it. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.